game number 500 coming up, and you were part of a lot of those games. Of course, you were here at Elm Park too, so you've seen the best of both worlds, if you like.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm one of the few that have played at Elm Park and here at the Madejski Stadium. Love playing football here. Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock. But for me, under the lights at Madejski Stadium was always, something special, some incredible evenings here, and dare I say, 1 or 2 victories as well.
Yeah, and the fact that you did play here over those 2 spells, was it a bit of a strange experience to kind of leave the club when it was at Elm Park and come back to a different home, if that makes sense?
Yeah, it's always strange, because I always feel that you do leave something at the old ground. A lot of these football clubs nowadays have got beautiful facilities like Madejski Stadium, but Elm Park was special to me. I grew up there, I did my apprenticeship there with some wonderful players, but when we moved to this place as a football club, I wasn't here for the opening, but I was playing for Wolves at the time. But it's a special place, and like I say, you ask any Reading player that wore the blue and white stripes, playing at the Madejski Stadium is always very memorable. In football, you need to progress. If you stand still, then you go backwards, basically. And if it's a stadium, whether it's players, whether it's managers, whatever it may be, you've got to look forward. And being a local boy, I lived in the area for a long time, grew up in Bracknell, born in Reading. So for me, it really sort of put the town on the map with a brand new stadium just off the motorway. Is everything that we dreamt it would be.
And of course, you had a particularly good time here in the second time with that promotion. That obviously it was capped over at Griffin Park. But what was that season like? 2001, 2002.
Yeah, it seems a long time ago now. But you look at the squad, just wonderful memories. I was fortunate to play, in quite a few Reading sides with some fantastic players, some fantastic leaders, fantastic captains, and that year was always special to me. But for me, the one game that stands out at the Madejski Stadium was the playoff semi-final against Wigan. We were 1-0 down with 2 minutes to go, and all of a sudden we turned it around in 2 minutes. The atmosphere for me was incredible that evening. If you have to pin me down to say, the one game with the best atmosphere, whether it was playing, which obviously I played in that game, or as a supporter over the years, even the Nottingham Forest game that I was here as a supporter and a broadcaster when Reading got into the Premier League, Mikel Ledgerwood, scored the goal. The atmosphere wasn't the same, but for me, that was the one game. I think it was back in 2001, the Wigan game. Nicky Forster was on fire, Martin Butler, Jamie Curran missed a penalty, but Fozzie got the rebound. But that evening, this place was absolutely rocking.
I know you're still here regularly, as you say, working for BBC Berks, and here we are in your kind of commentary position. I know you still have that love for this club.
Yeah, if you're born in a town and you grew up in the area, all I ever wanted to do was play for Reading, and fortunately I did that when I was 17 years of age, and fond memories. I think I played 399 times for the club, and I loved every single one of them. People say to me, would you as sooner have played in this modern era now because there's more money involved? And no, I wouldn't. I play with some tremendous players, and we got some good stories along the way, and dare I say, the reason why you play football is you want to be successful. And for me to be a former captain, still being part of the football club in a way, on the outside a little bit, but I'm obviously involved as well. I speak to Yap Stam regularly, and the players as well. So wonderful memories, and let's hope we see many more here at the Madejski Stadium.